As long as everyone can hear me in chat, everything seems fine by the looks of it. That is working. So here we have the map draft. Go ahead and get this started. We'll see what they come up with. They complained about the day. What's the problem with the day?
It's a long time ahead.
Oh, it's too far away. Okay.
my girls are not that old, so
No, don't.
I talked about the invitation at dinner, and they were ready to fly out.
Oh no, that was fast. That's brilliant. So let's have a look here. I will share my screen as soon, Jürgen, but you can watch the map draft from stream if you need it. We have
I would think it.
bands. We have Bogland and Socotra. Okay, why does everybody hate these two maps?
Because they're sane.
These two maps have been consistently banned for the entire tournament. I don't think I've casted a single game where there was any other map banned so far in the tournament.
We saw Socotra yesterday.
I didn't even get to
Bogland,
catch that, so.
and we saw Bogland yesterday, and both were. Are your channel marked adult?
My channel marked adult? Yes.
Yeah. They both were a complete shit show.
So let's have a look here. We have RodeoJones picking Lowland as his home map, with Cybercool going for Mediterranean. African Clearing is game one as the admin map. Let's have a look at the civs now. Jumping immediately in.
Pride, we messaged the players that their game is getting casted right now?
Yes, Cybercool Pharaoh is Cybercool, or line name D. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if RodeoJones is online, but I did tag both players just in case they want to watch the cast live. Again, if you don't catch it live, there's always YouTube later, or the VOD on Twitch, so plenty of places to watch them. Looking at the bans, RodeoJones goes banning the Franks, followed by Cyber to ban Spanish and Chinese. Will you stop unfollowing me? And Rodeo now banning the Khmer as well. And we start with the first Civ picks here. Berbers coming in for the main Civ for RodeoJones, followed by Huns for Cyber. Humans as the second pick. Yes, buddy. No more fake. Enough. RodeoJones going for the Byzantines, and we're now into the random civs. So, get a snack. You know it's dry. Random civs for RodeoJones, we have the Magyars, Japanese, and the Sicilians. For Cyber, we have the Saracens, Italians, and Bohemians. So we have
J, right?
Seems so.
Fair.
No, asking. To be fair, he already asked before stream started, so he did take cheese already. So let's have a look here. Back at the maps, we have African Clearing as map 1. What kind of civs do we expect from the players here? Nomad start. I mean, it was smart for Cyber here to ban Chinese on the Nomad start. Could be situationally much more like better played if you know how to do the Chinese start on Nomad map. I'm expecting Nomad for Cyber here. He has Mediterranean, so he might be keeping the Italians for the Mediterranean map. Lowland, I can see a lot of these civs for Cyber here as good lowland civs, but for African Clearing, I'm gonna say maybe the Huns and maybe the Bohemians.
African Clearing with Cumans?
Yeah, I don't see humans on African Clearing, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Little voice buddy. Unless
They
he
have
has
an
a particular strat for it.
they have an amazing win rate.
Yes, have your okay, buddy. I mean, okay, no, it might just be me not knowing how to play Nomad in that case. I would never consider humans for Nomad, but I can see why it might be beneficial, especially in Feudal with the second TC. As for Rodeo, I want to say Magyars are a good Nomad Civ. That the early Scout Cav with the additional bonus to damage can have a great effect early on. Sicilian's also great if you're gonna go for that tower rush. So, what do you think, Jurgen? What do you expect from both players?
Not totally sure, to be honest, because it also depends on their play style. And I've not watched these two players before.
Yeah,
But
this is new for us, so
but Hans is a strong starting civ. Berbers is a good counter for Hans, so it's a little bit of both.
awesome. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll see what they come up with. It's the first time we're seeing these players at it. Just a reminder for everybody in chat, while we are casting these games, if you do find something or see something happen that you really like or want to see more of, make sure to clip it and post it into highlight reel section for the Discord. There will be a montage by the end of the week, hopefully. I don't know if we're gonna do a stream for it. I don't know if it's just gonna be an edited video, but there will be something of the fan voted highlights of the entire tournament. Every match is a contender. Anything that people clip will make it in. So make sure you keep your finger on the clip section for the VOD. So we're gonna go ahead. Let me immediately jump into the capture age. And let me share capture age for you there, Jurgen.
Thank you.
Nope, not Age of Empires. Capture age, please. There you go. Switch over to capture age. As is. And here we have Game 1, Cybercool versus RodeoJones. African clearing. Cybercool playing as the Huns, RodeoJones playing as the Berbers. So while they get started with the initial...
To be honest, now I'm quite proud of myself. I just called the two civs.
Yeah? I'm not sure why I would have expected Berbers, so I guess play what you're safe with if that's the case here.
They have the advantage of the cheaper camels and knights, so they're always strong on this map. It's so open. There's absolutely no wood lines or good lakes.
Yeah. So we have
Walling
TC
this
placement.
is hard.
Yeah, it's very open. It's very difficult to wall a map like this. TC placements. I prefer Cyber's placement here just because he has a couple of trees close by. I mean, Rodeo is close enough to the wood line here that it might not really be relevant in the long run.
But not putting out on the lake will give a lot of idle time in the start here for Cybercool.
So, by the looks of it, RodeoJones, an Australian player, at 1036 elo. And Cybercool, have a look here.
Hans have the advantage of getting the horse here, so he will have a lot better scouting. But none of them are going for the house, so both of them will be blessed by you.
So we had 1036 for RodeoJones, 1070 for Cybercool. Cybercool is a Indian AoE player here. Always nice to see. We eventually did turn the Den international, which I love seeing. I mean, Rodeo did drop a house initially, so he's not that far behind or that worried about getting housed. I know Cybercool is not gonna have to any worries. Oh yeah, Jay, if you've never seen me play the Huns, then you don't know the half of it. I can get house playing any civ. Second house coming in now for RodeoJones. Standard side, both players going for the food. Now, interesting enough, Cybercool here is going for the hunt and the herdables, instead of the fish, which would be a bit faster here in the long run. Hello, Emma. Good evening. Let's have a look here at scouting for the players. I mean, decent scouting for both players. Rodeo using his herdables to scout, while Cybercool using the starting unique horse here. And we'll have to see what to expect from both players. I'm expecting Cav Archers from Cyber here. As for the Berbers, I'm not sure what to expect.
It will be a normal 20-21 pop into a stable. Maybe you could consider speeding it slightly up until we reach feudal.
Yeah, we can. So, well, at least until something interesting might happen. Starts of these games always are a bit quiet. Both players going for the mill. Now, I'm gonna point out something interesting here immediately. While this is going, RodeoJones drops a lumber camp on this small patch of trees instead of the main wood line. So we'll have to see if that turns out anything. But he does get the mill. As for Cyber, Cyber does not have a second building yet. Okay. So we'll have to see if Cyber remembers to grab a second building before clicking up to Feudal Age here. And there we go, now Rodeo dropping a second lumber camp on the main wood line. Mining camp as well immediately on that gold. And Rodeo is now on the way up to Feudal Age at 25 pop. Slowing this down, Cybercool going
Finally,
to Feudal
the building.
Age with the lumber camp way far in the back here at 27 pop. So we'll have to see what they got. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Immediately, Rodeo going for that stable. Let me go. Albi. Rodeo immediately going for that stable. Here comes a barracks for Cyber as well. We might be seeing a stable of his own or archery range. We'll have to see. Both ways are interesting. Something to note, Cybercool going for stone in Dark Age. Only 2 on gold.
Again, Cybercool has the vision. He knows where the enemy is. He can tower and do a lot of shenanigans.
Let's have a look here. He knows where the enemy is. 100% agree with you. You see the mining camp. You can see the houses. As for, yeah, RodeoJones doesn't have any vision. The only vision he has is this section here, which I'm not sure if he lost a sheep here, or if that's where his starting villager was. I assume that's where his starting villager was. Cybercool now dropping a market and the blacksmith. Cybercool looking to go into a modified Castle Age build. We don't normally see a barracks on feudal builds going up to Castle Age. It doesn't look like to be a pure fast castle, but we do have double stables for RodeoJones. Jones already on the way up to Castle Age, not a single scout to see, which tells me that RodeoJones is going knights.
Here you go, smart guy.
Thank you, Jurgen. Completely forgot about the predictions. I do apologize. Both players on the way up to Castle Age, 2 minutes behind for Cybercool. But we do see bloodlines coming in for RodeoJones. Let's see if he can take advantage of the situation here. And do we see knights? There you go. Immediately queues up 5 knights. looking to end this African clearing map as soon as possible. Interesting walling technique as well for RodeoJones here, using a combination of the houses and the stables in between here. Not a straight wall, but does his job. Not really protecting any resources, but hey, could be worse. Here we go. First two knights moving on the field. Let's see if they find any value. Those villagers on the mill looking very, very vulnerable. And
No small walls, nothing.
interesting enough, those knights playing peekaboo with the town center. Just standing there for a moment in time. Go ahead.
If he finds those stone villagers, this will be a
If
massacre.
he finds any villagers, his wood line is open. Here comes the stone villagers. Let's see if we can save them, but another two knights coming on this side as well. And Cybercool dropping an emergency castle.
That's a horrible castle. That's the worst castle in a long
100%.
time.
That is not a good castle, unfortunately. Nini, come here. These
All the
knights,
upgrades are bad for the knights.
yeah, these knights are getting 2 kills. Unfortunately, no blacksmith upgrades. But nothing really to contest the knights. A large number will still do damage. Hey, Nero. Nini, come here.
Can you check the wood line?
Woodline, it has moved on to drop a second TC now.
Ah, okay, that's good. That solves his issues, to be honest. If
Yeah.
everything survives there, yeah.
It keeps those guys safe for the most part. But still keeping a lot of... Look at the pikemen queued up. 10 pikemen immediately queued up here. For Cybercool.
It will,
And another TC going on the stone now as well.
it will delay everything, unfortunately.
Now, while the castle in of itself is not badly placed, or, well, properly placed, I mean, it does protect the TC, does protect the market, doesn't protect these villagers, though. And even with these knights, you can still rush down that castle, because it doesn't have murder holes. But we now see Tarkans coming in. So we might be seeing something out of that. We have a second TC now for RodeoJones. Yeah, 100% Panic Castle there for Cyber. I mean, could be worse. I've definitely seen worse castles in my time. The thing, at the end of the day, it does protect some resources. It protects some gold, the TC, the market, you know. So, there is that, to say the least. But these knights are taking damage under the TC. Rodeo needs to be careful if he wants to take any advantage of these.
Like, Rodeo had such a good window. He didn't use it.
Yeah, he had the time. Now he's running pikemen. But again, the pikemen are not... 1-to-1 are not enough to deal with these knights. But in large numbers, Rodeo needs to be careful here. He is picking up villagers here and there. So far, 9 eco kills for Rodeo with these knights. But still, not a massive eco difference between the players. A bit more idle time for Cyber here, unfortunately.
Look at that pond right now.
Oh,
This is not good.
There's another 4 free villagers there for Rodeo, unfortunately.
That's at least
Nicely
5
done.
villages dead.
I mean, realistically, if you are using early Castle Age as a raiding with knights, this is the thing you have to do.
Papa, what's
Plastic bag learning. Go watch your cartoons, say ya. So having like small groups of knights in different locations will split up the pikemen, so it makes them weaker. It'll force you to have to move around your resources, and you're forcing your opponent to tackle multiple things in different areas. I feel you okay. I get you something to drink after. So far, Rodeo now on 3TCs, the eco defense will now start to show. We do have 19 farms to 9 farms, 10 farms now, and not really capitalizing on the fish around the map, unfortunately. Neither player. I mean, they did utilize them early on, but not really in the long run. Pikeman, again, same issue here for both players. But I will have to say, Rodeo is slightly better in terms of military power because these knights do have a defense upgrade, but the pikemen have neither defense nor attack upgrades here.
Huns going infantry is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in Age of Empires.
I don't like it, but if it means it gives Cyber enough time to recuperate and catch his breath, trying to catch up, keeps these knights off his eco for a while, I don't mind the pikemen. Would I fully invest in pikemen? Not really. I would rather see some cav archers here, or just mass Tarkans.
You will never have food when you go this many pikemen. They're so expensive when you need the food for other units.
Yeah. By the looks of it, Cyber, again, focusing more stone, maybe looking to drop another castle, might be going for that Tarkin play. Yeah, we have cheap stables and cheap cav archers. Okay, don't have your jokers. Mm-hmm. Okay. Listen, Papa working, wait, when I finish I get you chocolate. Sit down and watch your cartoons. Thank you. Full raids in for tonight, still going. Cav archers versus burpers is not smart. Yeah, I mean, but at the moment, you're running into just knights. A large number of cav archers can still deal with the knights, and that will force RodeoJones to switch techs into something else. RodeoJones now with a monk looking to grab some relics as well. These knights still getting the small values here and there, idling the TC, getting a couple of kills here and there.
We are seeing a lot of value here for the Berber bonus of faster moving villagers. The amount of resources gathered by RodeoJones is quite a bit
4,000
more.
resource difference.
I think that will be the game-ending thing, that he just can overpower Cybercool.
Yeah, and the mass difference in idle time here. 12 minutes for Cybercool, 5 minutes for Rodeo, both on 3 TCs. Cybercool with 22 villager difference here.
Huns with a few monks in defense would have had a lot better options right now.
Defensive castle coming in for Rodeo. I would have preferred to see this a bit more forward. Might like try and protect the stone and the gold here. Would have been a bit nice. Maybe even try and target that market. Like, and keep that out of the range of the castle, but in range of the market, and keep these resources protected at the same time. Might have been a bit better there.
But remember, RodeoJones is building it on one of the few hills. He will have a big advantage in the area it covers.
That is also correct. In one of the very, very few hills, because I only see 4 in total. We'll have to see if that comes any values, but here we go. We have the camel archers now coming in for RodeoJones, and that will be a perfect counter to these pikemen. And great, also an amazing raiding unit just to deal with some of these villagers left and right. 4th TC now coming in for Cybercool, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm gonna be honest. There's not enough food income to produce from 3. The 4th one here seems to be completely unnecessary.
Again, we are at mid-level elo. Both of them know the map, so I'm a little bit surprised by the lack of action right now.
I think it's more so. I would say this is also like mostly on the cusp of like low elo. I think they've like barely broken the 1K mark. They're still figuring out what to do better and how to get better. They know the fundamentals for the most part by the looks of it. And interesting enough, Cybercool dropping a castle where I would have initially dropped this castle to protect these resources, which is a much better position here than the first one. Mainly, the main difference here is whether or not these two castles will be able to produce enough Tarkins to do some damage. But interesting enough, here comes a second castle now for RodeoJones on the same hill, looking to completely protect the area. But here come the camel archers now, and will he be able to deny this castle? Castle has been denied for the moment. Villagers now coming in. Camel archers are forced to pull back, but the pikemen are running right into castle fire, unfortunately. And you're basically, these units are being thrown away. And RodeoJones' castle is completely safe. And now that Cybercool is in Imp, RodeoJones is in Imp, Cybercool on the way up. RodeoJones does have a full, almost 2 minutes of free trebs here that he can utilize. Ballistics coming in, Botkin coming in for RodeoJones, looking to go full into Camel Archers, maybe. As we can see here. One castle producing Camel Archers, the other castle producing trebs. Pikes were intentional to keep him out of castle. Bros, castle's on a down castle, Collins is on under 30 seconds. Yeah. It is unfortunate, but it's not the worst attempt at the castle. And we now have skirms coming in for Cybercool, which is interesting enough, and a castle on the hill protecting the gold, which I do like to see. Much better positioning here for the castle. Unfortunately, we need to find something here. Cybercool, something that might deal with these trebs. And Tarkins might just do it. If you can micro them a bit well, you might be able to bring down these trebs without losing them early.
But again, Pride, there is absolutely no eco to support the production he needs.
Yeah.
The number of camel archers here are now at the point where they can take out almost anything.
Yeah. What Cybercool needs right now is these camel archers to go out of position, leaving the trebs unguarded. Unfortunately, there's the GG's. RodeoJones does take game 1. 100%. So this is Cyber's home map. So we'll have to see. I'm curious to see what he chooses to go for on a Mediterranean map. So I'm gonna go ahead, jump in to Capture Age, and let's have a look here with the civs. As you guys can see, we have Cybercool playing as the Saracens versus RodeoJones playing as the Byzantines. Let me go ahead, grab another prediction up and running here real quick. Two minutes on the clock. Go nuts, chat. Let's have a look at the generation here for Mediterranean. Mediterranean is a more land than water map, unlike Crater Lake, where you have more water. Still a lot of food available in the middle. Having a look here at the resources. Nice defensible gold here for Cyber. Stone as well. Great resources. A lot of herdables on the side. And what seems to be a bit worse for wear in terms of resources here for RodeoJones. His gold is forward, unfortunately, unlike Cyber's here. But I guess you can also consider this forward unless Cyber decides to wall like here on the sides. So I think the word you're looking for, Jay, is flaccid. And I need to remember to cut that out when I edit this. But again, I don't expect much happening in Dark Age. I'm expecting perhaps something early on in feudal, so for the sake of it, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit until we find something interesting happening. Now, interesting enough, depending on where the dock placements are early on, I was gonna say they could be like immediately next to each other, but they don't really. They're far enough apart that there might still be some fluctuation here. Boat players now going to water. RodeoJones a little earlier here with 2 fishing ships getting some extra eco. Unfortunately for Cybercool, he is going for the shore fish instead of the deep fish here with the first fishing ship. And now Cybercool on the way up to feudal age. RodeoJones still not clicked up, but RodeoJones is getting loom. I'm curious to see if Cybercool will utilize the Saracen's market bonus on a map like this. Barracks coming in for Cybercool. With fire ships immediately followed. Okay, so Cybercool will be at least initially focusing on water here, by the looks of it. Barracks might just be something that he put down to be a bit defensive, and look at this. RodeoJones has his scout over here, and if he's not careful, he might lose it long before he hits feudal age here. And he does save the scout, but just barely. We now have an archery range coming in. And going into archers, unfortunately Cybercool is housed. Not producing any villagers from the TC. And we have RodeoJones on 2 dogs, which means he'll be making a lot more fire galleys. And Cybercool's fire galley is way up here for some reason. But here we go, here come the RodeoJones' fire galleys looking for fishing ships. Finding value immediately. Cybercool finding his own fishing ship. And let's see who can take control of water here early on. Cybercool forced to retreat there momentarily. No, not yet. Cybercool initially taking the water control here. Yes, sir. Okay. Now let's get you some chocolate balls. Yes. We'll have to see. Seems out. There we go. We're up. RodeoJones has changed water control here. He's pushing Cybercool back. Cybercool only on 2 fishing ships. But we are amassing a small group of archers. And the scout does go down. Archer still not proving to be too valuable here. They're just sticking around. Both players investing heavily on water at the moment. But RodeoJones does see the archers and is now massing a small number of skirms here. And RodeoJones now slowly taking over water. But Cybercool not completely out of it yet, as he's still producing fire ships, but not as fast-paced, I would say. But here come the archers. Let's see if they can get some value. There we go, we have the scout here as well. Market now coming in. And the archers are now moving. Let's have a look. And they're running right into the skirmishers, which is unfortunate. 1 archer down. 3 archers down. That's all the archers immediately going down to a small group of skirms. Luckily for Cybercool, he still has water control, so he can still benefit from taking down these fishing ships if he chooses. He does have an extra dock here to produce fire galleys from, so he does have control. But he's now going to a stable. Interesting enough, RodeoJones also on farms. And Cybercool now just starting to go farms. RodeoJones going up to Castle Age with a 3rd dock planned to go up any moment now. Unfortunately for RodeoJones, he does not have the number games to control the water here at the moment. But he might have the technological advancement to do so very soon. Both players on the way up to Castle Age. More fire galleys now coming in. We'll have to see if either player goes for the war galley upgrade. We now have some more scouts coming in for Cybercool. That's the Saracens. Fortunately, no upgrades for the scouts and very little upgrades for the archers. Rodeo does have the armor upgrade and the attack upgrade for the skirms and any galleys that he chooses to have. Yeah, he's completely holding like water control, but he's not really utilizing it to defeat the ships and delay that food eco. There you go, fire ship does go down again and focusing the docks again. Unfortunately, we have war galley now coming in for RodeoJones, just he doesn't have enough ships to actually make a difference. Bloodlines now coming in, parting armor now coming in as well. We have some scouts going forward. players now up to Castle Age. We now have Knights coming in for Cybercool and War Galley following suit. And here come the Scouts. They should do easy work out of these skirmishers if microed properly. And Scouts might still get a couple of value here, a bit of value here. Unfortunately for Rodeo, he's not really walled up, so there's not a lot of defenses here. We'd like to see the light cav upgrade if he's gonna go into Scouts, but he does seem to be transitioning to Knights, so these Scouts are meant to be more of a nuisance. It's still a shame that you're throwing them away under TC fire, but the Scout here might still find some value by the looks of it. As RodeoJones has not noticed, but there he is, he now noticed. And that Scout will be going down as well, but here come the fire ships. So close and yet not touching the fishing ships, but there we go, finally. Going for the fishing ships, getting a couple of kills here, with some still alive. Second TC now coming in for Cybercool. Small group of Knights. The third TC now coming in for Rodeo as well. We now see Horsecaller. Rodeo noticing that he is losing his water control. Doesn't want to keep investing too much, but here comes fire ships of his own, and unless Cybercool does something to retaliate, he will be losing his entire armada to these fire ships. The dock does go down, and we might be seeing the tides of change here. Good micro in for Rodeo, and there we go. Numbers game now in his favor. Unfortunately, he does have Knights to deal with here, as his skirms get completely melted. And these Knights might be finding a lot of kills here on the wood line. Nice raid, good job here for Cyber. Also nicely done here for Rodeo, pushing the fire ships. Unfortunately, he's not gonna do much unless he gets more reinforcements on water. But these Knights have completely decimated this wood line, and they're now forced to change his resource points. Rodeo now making camels from a stable in the back here. Interesting enough, he's getting the attack upgrades for the camels to counter the Knights. Nicely done. Cybercool again, still controlling water. Cybercool now needs to be careful not to throw away these Knights. He can still get a lot of value for them, but he doesn't want to throw them away to camels. And here we go, 3 camels to 4 Knights. Unfortunately, no attack upgrades for the Knights. And these camels might just do what they're meant to do. Very, very good exchange there for Rodeo. Only losing 1 camel in the exchange. Unfortunately for Cybercool, not really pushing on water here. Would be nice to decimate these 2 docks, completely stopping Rodeo from gaining those resources. But we now have a third TC coming in for Cybercool as well. Second armor upgrade, no attacks yet. No attack upgrades yet for these Knights, unfortunately. There we go, Cybercool now pushing forward. 1 good demo is all it needs here. 2 good demos. And here we go, we have Knights now running past some camels. The camels will not be enough to stop them. Let's see if these Knights can get some value here. So far we have 14 eco kills for Cyber. Knights are doing work. But Rodeo now counterattacking on water. The little fire ships he has. Unfortunately for him, Cyber has still been producing fire ships of his own. But the numbers game will still win him the starting fight. And the TC is more than enough to keep these knights at bay. Unfortunately, there are a couple of villagers that are still getting taken down. 17 eco kills there in total for a Cyber. A lot of idle builds for Rodeo as well. Rodeo just get houses again, forcing to drop a lot of houses. Cyber looks like he's dropping a forward castle now. But here comes RodeoJones with a small fleet of fire ships. Let's see if they can do some damage. Fortunately, numbers are not in his favor. Some damage has been done, but not enough, unfortunately. Let's see if this castle will be going up. But here we go. We have a small camel army versus small knight army. 9 to 7 units in total. The camels will not fare well here without a bit more upgrades. But now under the TC fire, we might be seeing a lot of value coming in for these camels. Cybercool might be losing his entire army here if he's not careful. Knights do prevail. Cybercool looking to bring camels of his own now. And this castle is going up, and as soon... And unfortunately, I might not reach the TC, but it also might. And here we go, Panic Castle now for Rodeo. Dropping his own, counteract the situation, but here comes Cyber pushing his army forward. And the castle is now up for Cyber. Castle for Rodeo will be going up as well. Not enough to stop it, but enough to do some damage. And Cyber again, completely pushing on water here. Absolutely different game from first to second. Cyber on the way up to Imp, and RodeoJones nowhere near having the resources to click up, unfortunately. We finally see Horsecaller coming in and Bowsaw. A lot of the fish has been used up on this side of the map. There's still plenty of food on this side. A lot of untouched resources here. Some gold, there's still relics. No monastery yet from either player. So there is no relic gold coming in. Smart here, Rodeo unfortunately is pushed off one of his gold piles. There's only first resort to whatever he has here and the one back here. University is now in, looking to move his wood line as well. But this is looking, just as Desirage said, this is looking like an imp into GG here. There you go, Rodeo on the way up to imp on his own as well. We'll have to see if he can take advantage of that. It mostly depends whether or not Cyber can get some trebs in before RodeoJones hits Imperial Age. Second castle coming in now for RodeoJones there. See if we see some trebs. There we go, immediately with the trebs coming in. Botkin coming in now for RodeoJones. Unfortunately, completely lost water control. He's now forced to completely defend what he has. Chemistry coming in for Cybercool. Second castle goes up as well. And there's the first treb. Let's see if... Yeah, first treb immediately going to target the castle. Good small pikeman army against camels. Pikeman will surely do a lot of damage there. And more trebs here. And let's see if this castle will be going down. Some trebs of his own. But unfortunately, he will not have enough production to counter these number of trebs here. And heavy camels now coming in with a third armor upgrade and chemistry. Cybercool looking to go full camels here. Yeah, massive eco difference. Same as the first game, there was a bit of like a stopping point there for Cyber. And we now see cannon galleons as well. So we might be seeing a lot of damage from the water side as well, clearing up most of this on the side here. Forcing Jones to fight on two fronts by the looks of it. And with nothing really to stop the cannon galleons. We're getting the galleon upgrade, which I don't think is necessary at the moment, but we do have iron casting coming in as well. Every camel riders is now in. We also have petards. And here come the camels, looking to go hunt down some villagers and trebs, pulling back as soon as they see the halbs. And there's one castle down for Cyber. Jones finally losing his castle, but here come the halbs forward. Camels running past them. Let's see if these halbs can do any damage here. Cyber will be losing his second castle as well. And these halbs will be decimating these trebs. Unfortunately for Jones, these camels will be devastating his eco as well. Both players do snipe the trebs. One treb still standing there for Cyber, and these heavy camels are now inside the eco. We're gonna see a lot of damage. Jones is also housed. TC does go down, and Jones trying to make a new TC, and here come the halbs trying to protect his villagers. Damage has been done. 21 total kills for these camels. And we now have another castle in for Cybercool. Make some more trebs from. We also have a cannon galleon doing some damage as well. Over onto this side. And there the halbs completely decimating these camels. And here come the archery ranges. Will we be seeing hand cannoneers? There we go. Coming in. Yeah, the Byzantine very like mass cheap trash. Unfortunately, he now needs to maybe switch to skirms again. With the amount of cannoneers coming in, nicely placed castle now, protecting this gold as well, forcing Cybercool to having to go to the castle before being able to do anything. No trebs coming in, unfortunately. We don't see a siege workshop either. Forts TC now coming in for RodeoJones. And even with the massive difference in the 45 eco kills, RodeoJones still has a massive eco lead here. Cyber can definitely still win. He just needs to be a bit more aggressive here. Castles in galleon range. Yeah, but the galleon is also in castle range, so it doesn't have the upgrade for it not to be out of the castle range. But we do have hand cannoneers now coming in. We now see elite skirms coming in for Rodeo as well, some more trebs of his own, extra archery ranges. So he is looking to counter those hand cannoneers as well. And here comes the cannon galleon. Well, it is out of range, just barely. But not out of range of the helps. Forcing the galleon to push back. Yes, those helps cannot touch it now. More cannon galleons on the way here for Cybercool. This castle might be going down again, and the Halbs are forced to retreat. My bad, Jay. I thought the elite was 13 rank. Here you go. Here come the skirms who are also getting melted to the hand cannoneers. Castle taking fire from 3 trebs, 2 galleons. I mean, it could have been taking more galleon fire, but oh yeah, hand cannoneers are definitely strong here. I think maybe Rodeo might be needing a siege workshop here with some onagers in to try and counter these hand cannoneers. A couple of well-placed shots can still lower these numbers substantially. Here come the Halbs running forward, unfortunately straight into fire. Their numbers dwindling. GG is called. Cyber does take game 2. Nicely done for Cyber. 1-1. Great competitive match coming in for both players. Let's go ahead and switch over to Capture Age again. As we now start game 3, and you are right, we do have Cumans versus the Magyars.
Ooh, my best day so far, guessing correctly twice.
So go ahead and get started. I'm gonna jump the predictions in. Who do you think will win game 3 between Cybercool and RodeoJones? We have Cybercool playing as the Cumans, Rodeo playing as the Magyars. Both civs have their advantages, both civs have their weaknesses. I could see either civ win this. So, let me check the time. 7:15, and Neo's game starts at 9, or was it at 10?
10.
At 10, yeah, we have time. We're good. Yeah, Cuban weakness is the lack of stone walls, and if you go for a heavy feudal age TC, a second TC in feudal age, it usually does tend to leave you vulnerable. In feudal age, which is one of Magyar's strengths, they do get the free attack bonus, and in feudal age for their cavalry. So if RodeoJones is aggressive with the scouts early in feudal, and Cybercool here is going for a 2 TC build, then Cybercool might have some issues in the long run.
If Cybercool can force the second TC up in time on a forward goal, he's fine. If he can't do that, I put my money on Rodeo.
Cybercool asks if there's both boars this time. He says yes, I think so, which means, confirm if I'm wrong here, Cybercool, was there an issue with the first generation of the map where you had only one boar? You called the reset?
Again, I would slightly recommend let's speed up until we reach feudal for some
Yeah,
action.
we can. I'm just trying to see if there's a confirmation if this was a rematch, if this was a restart. First time I had 1 and he had 0. Okay. I don't know if admins would like a copy of that rec or not. So Neo, Kaja, you're in chat. If you guys would like to see the map before it got reset, do let me know. We can ask Cyber or Jones to send the recording of the restart as well. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's speed this up a little bit to feudal age, at least early feudal age. Unfortunately, just a note, the Cybercool did lose his scout under TC fire.
The predictions are gone now, Jay. You're late.
Yeah, the predictions are already up. You get 2 minutes, Jay. If you're sleeping, you're sleeping. Yes, buddy.
No.
What no? It's okay. Tomorrow, man. If both players agreed on it, confirmed it, and there was no issues, I think we can apply some trust in their call here. You are the admin. So if any of the players has a dispute on it, we can review. Gotcha.
I kind of think that the admins here are using common sense, which is
Which is something that doesn't really happen a lot.
yep.
What do you have on your neck? Okay, go ask mommy, please.
Jay's calling for a restart of the predictions here.
Let's see. Shall we give him a prediction restart? Do we have prediction?
Oh, I
don't know if it's possible to extend. Let me see. Do we have a
See, Cybercool going up early. He is not getting the wood count for second TC. So I'm fearing that his strat is going down the drain here.
We'll have to see. Unfortunately, Jay, we cannot extend it, so what is done is done. Both players now going up to feudal. So you'll have to wait for the next set for some more tea bags on your end.
But Pride and Chat, is RodeoJones losing his window here by going up this late? 23 villagers? That is not a feudal play, my girls.
I mean, it's not a traditional scout build, and that is for sure, but we now see humans in their own stable. So we might be seeing both players going for scouts here. My biggest concern here is, I'm not gonna say he's losing his window, because keep in mind, even if he goes up late, Cybercool still needs to drop a blacksmith, still needs to grab the attack bonus just to go on par with the Magyar scouts. So 1-to-1, the Magyar scouts will still win, even late. And luckily for Jones here, Cybercool is helped, so these scouts are not coming out as fast as possible. So he is delaying. Yes, buddy.
For you.
Thank you, buddy.
For you.
So let's see if we see a stable in for Jones. He's taking his time.
None of them are playing meta.
No.
They're not walling.
They're not walling, they're getting housed. Jones does not have the wood to drop a stable yet. So he's even extending his delay further.
Darling.
Papa's working. Little voice. I'm not asking you again.
Papa.
When I finish, I get you what you
My
want.
darling.
But you have to wait.
I'm gonna go water with you. There's with your food.
Go get your water.
No.
Well, then you're not thirsty, are you?
Lagaratia, welcome to the stream. Good evening.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very odd game. It is pretty odd. Yes, I will make it after this game is done.
Okay, Papa's gonna make tea.
So after this set, we will be going to the next set after a quick break, and we'll see what we'll do between while we have time. But we do see RodeoJones, I mean, partially walling his wood line in. He hasn't finished the palisade walls, but they are slightly built. But we now have stables on the field and scouts coming in. Cybercool has 3 scouts, but he's not really utilizing them. So this is really strange because, yes, buddy, because RodeoJones is so late in getting his scouts up that it gave Cybercool such a massive head start that Cybercool unfortunately hasn't yet to utilize. He got housed when the stable went up. He couldn't make his scouts. Gave time for Jones to recuperate. He created the stable, the scouts, and left them here for 2 minutes, which gave Jones even more time to recuperate. And now look at that. We have idle scouts on the hill on the opponent, while Jones is coming in with his own scouts. No bloodlines for either player. And Jones even has a spearman on the field. Again, no attack upgrades for these scouts. But here comes Jones, unfortunately losing his scouts to spearmen on the other side as well. This is a very strange game, to say the least. No value from either player, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're very correct there, Lagrotti in chat. Both of them missed the window, so basically none of the civs are getting value from their advantages.
Yeah, 100%. And here we have Cyber now dropping a blacksmith and the second stable. Nope, removing the stable, only the blacksmith coming in. With Rodeo going in for a market now. Nini, little voice. So many windows, is like it's all full house at this point. You mean a greenhouse, Emma? Nothing but windows. And here you go, we do have a second stable now coming in. No market for Cyber yet. No second TC yet. Castle Age now coming in for the Cuman player. Nothing really interesting happening by either player. No more scouts being made. So, will we see Cuman Knights? Will we see Cuman Step Lancers? Will we see Elephants? What do we expect here now? We're going to the Castle Age. Both players missed their feudal mark.
This is kind of funny, to be honest. Both of them are messing up exactly the same.
It's interesting, for sure. This is very interesting. Here we go. We now have a blacksmith coming in for Cybercool, and the second stable of his own. So I'm expecting Magyar Knights, unless he's going into Light Cav, just Light Cav, and then going to Hussars.
Well, we have a slightly better gold count for RodeoJones, so he will at least get the knights out slightly faster. We're not seeing any blacksmith upgrades for Cybercool, so he won't have an advantage on his knights earlier, at least.
Yeah, Cybercool now going for Bloodlines and Barding Armor. So is Jones with Barding Armor and Bloodlines on his own. Both players on the way up to Castle Age. It's a very similar build. Both players dropped 2 stables. Both players dropped a blacksmith after. We finally have a second DC coming in for Cybercool.
This is the first time I've seen this map played kind of meta. So it's a bit funny. I think they have watched the same video from the Viper.
Essentially. I'll have to see. Both players up in Castle Age. Let's see. Both players going for Knights. This is the most meta game I've seen so far in this entire tournament.
I cast 4 of these yesterday. Nothing ever looked meta before this one. There is still a window for RodeoJones to do damage and deny that TC, but I don't see it happening, to be honest.
Yeah, he doesn't have the army numbers to do so. And now we have Camel, we have Knights on the field. TC, yeah, TC's going up. And Cybercool, like, isn't really walled in. Like, you can raid him at any point and do a lot of damage. Like, at the moment, Rodeo here is much better, like,
Could you
defensive-wise.
could you please check what RodeoJones have scouted?
Yeah. He sees a barracks, he sees one stable, he doesn't see the blacksmith on the stable on this side.
Okay. They should actually be able to hit each other, but this makes no sense. Okay, RodeoJones have the best knights though. I think the co-caster is slightly unhappy. Which I think RodeoJones is too. He just joined in chat.
Oh, is he? Sorry, I did not see that. Where? I mean, potentially. After you lose, you... Listen, it's one of those things when you play one game. You win decisively in game 1, then you lose decisively in game 2. You're gonna end up getting a little tilted for game 3. And I say this once, I say this a lot of times. Half this game is a mental battle.
Yeah. You need to be mentally strong for it and not quit early, which I am a very good example of doing.
It mostly falls upon like how well can you adjust to the situation at hand.
But look at the army advantage for Cybercool. If he just had trusted himself and gone in now, this would have been kind of over.
At any point, if Cybercool does decide to actually push his advantage at the moment, he can decimate all this army and can find a place to jump in. Even just attack the Palisade Gate. It's 400 hit points. These knights will melt this gate. And then you're completely in, and you can decimate an entire ego line here. And what's gonna stop you? What was it? There were 3 spearmen somewhere. I don't know where they are. There they are. 3 spearmen. They're not gonna stop an entire army of knights and camels.
The upgrades here leaves a bit to be desired.
Yeah, I agree. I do like RodeoJones' position because he is getting the additional free upgrades every time he ages up. He's just getting the armor upgrades. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have the numbers to deal with this. And I would like to see maybe a monastery coming in for him. Maybe go for a bit more like spearmen or pikemen, just to mix in with the knights to help you out a little bit.
Jones here should be so happy on the pathology of Cybercool, but his lack of gold will actually kill him.
Yeah, the situation now is for Rodeo is he's built himself his kill box. He built in a way that he can only gather that gold he had here, and he has some gold in the back here, which he can't really gather fast enough, unless he moves these walls. So, the main goal being the center of this map, you need to know that you need to contest this in Castle Age. And the faster you lose this gold in the middle, the faster you're losing the game. I do like the monastery, you just don't have the gold enough to produce from the monastery. If you had the monastery before you spent so much gold on those knights, I think this is a situation where Jones should have stuck the light cav and mixed monks in with the light cav. Conversions are always good, you know, it's not a bad thing. So the first time in the game that I see Rodeo behind on villagers, and there's no eco KD, it's just idle time at this point. But here we go, Sneaky Bill's going to the right for Rodeo here, dropping a TC on the gold, so we might see something coming in. Unfortunately, Cybercool is housed as well, but he is dropping a monastery of his own.
Well, yeah, Cybercool has complete map control.
Yeah, and here we go, Forest Castle in for Cybercool.
Okay, RodeoJones is finally going on gold here.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this castle. This is a aggressive castle for the sake of it being an aggressive castle.
It doesn't deny anything, at least.
I mean, the only thing it denies is it's stable in the market. I would have
It's
preferred
like-
it just completely touching them,
But
Like-
maybe the monk scared him away.
potentially. But the castle will go up. It will protect the main side here, but it just... I don't see it getting a lot of value, unfortunately.
Cybercool, your army is completely out of position, sir.
100%. Like, the knight is not getting any value, but he's completely pulling an entire army away. If only Jones had something to counteract this, this play with just one knight pulling this entire army away would have been amazing. We're not seeing Kipchaks, we're not seeing Step Lancers, we're just seeing Knights. No defense upgrades, no attack upgrades for Castle Age. No aggression for Cybercool. He's just building up army. He's keeping his position secure by dropping a castle. But again, he's just giving Rodeo here enough time to recuperate. And as you can see, Jones immediately went above an eco, and he's now getting resources. He's in a position where he can get more resources. Cybercool now going into Imp. So far what I've noticed, I will have to say this, Cybercool has always gone aggressive in Imperial Age. He has not done a lot of push or a lot of aggressive movement in Castle Age, other than some small skirmishes here and there, and he's always made his push in Imperial Age once he gets Trebs on the field. And we now have a defensive castle coming in from Jones as well. Hey Rob, how are you, bud? What's wrong? It's your fault. Because you're not careful. You little daredevil. Go players on the way up to Imp. Getting wheelbarrow here as well. And this is so annoying for me because I'm looking at it like Cybercool is completely open everywhere you look. There's nothing defending any of his eco.
One single raid, and this would have been a very different set.
Like one solid raid is all you need here. You just need a lot of light cav to make that happen.
Falconwood is getting a really warm welcome here.
Yeah. Goes from first from the little one with the little one. Oh, that's nice, Rob. How's the family doing, bud? It is a little late for to be at the park. Damn.
Well, Cybercool, yes, you're not a waller, but this would have been suicide, to be honest. But you're not either a pusher, so...
Yeah, you're not a waller, you're not really an aggressive enough player, you're not defensive enough. You just need to play one game, like, against a couple of people in the den, and you'll be walling in no time. There we go, we now have Cavaliers coming in for the Cumans. I don't know how I feel about Cavaliers here. I mean, you have the army, sure. I don't know. Why are you going for the TC and you're not going for the castle?
Well, RodeoJones has finally reached him.
Yeah, he's getting Cavalier of his
Although-
own. Unfortunately, he has no knights.
Jay has this correctly. There is more missed windows in this game than it is in Steve Jobs' house.
Any update on the model? Yes, I was going to text you. I am waiting for my brother to get me a Dremel. I have sanded all of it except for those two very annoying sections of it, like the intake and the jet part. So I'm just waiting for him to get me the Dremel so I can get that done, so I can get it sprayed and start painting it. So yeah, but the rest of it is completely sanded and sorted up. So hopefully once I get the Dremel, it won't take long to finish. Here we go, finally, the Trebs now focusing on the castle. Another castle coming in for Cybercool as well. Look at this, Jones in the back here on the gold. There's the GGs. And Cybercool takes game 3, winning that set as well. Nicely done. Let's grab the predictions here. And Cybercool does take that game. Complete prediction. There we go.
Son, I don't think you're too happy with the result of the game.
It is unfortunate. I did expect like a much better Magyar push. Like, it's one of those things. Like you're walking through a greenhouse. You know, you just look. Both of these guys are walking in a greenhouse. They look at each other. Where's the window? I didn't see it. Like, come on. It's right there. Like, at any point, this game could have ended so faster for either player, really. I think it's just both of them being a bit too cautious. You bet more in the next game.
Yeah. Totally true. And Jister J is so unhappy he didn't get his bets in.
That is perfectly fair. I know the result. Fair enough. To be fair, I'm not gonna blame Cyber here because I usually do get the disclaimer that the people playing should not vote, but that was on me because I forgot to say it this time around. So we will let this one slide.